Bobby, did you know that in Boston, you were in Boston recently, Boston had the first outbreak in the U.S. of monkeypox.
Oh.
But I heard two guys in Massachusetts called it Tupox.
Oh.
Come on, bro. It's black people.
Yeah, thank Godfrey it didn't spread to New York City.
Oh, see, if people were at the pre-show, they would really get that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
it's not the one you want to be dead. It's the one that did die. Take it, Bobby.
It's the POS show with your host, Pat Oates, and your co-host, Bobby Tamburo, because he's not claiming hostship of that joke. And joining us today, it's our guest,
I was just monkeying
Stephen
around.
Lewis. Or as you may see
Stephen Lewis.
Or you may see from our screen, S. Lewis.
Stephen Lewis said that joke there. I also do Kung Fu Godfrey, so don't you come around compound looking for trouble, buddy.
I want you two to fight.
He beat the living shit out of me. Let's just get the odds are 31 to 1 on.
Yeah, but that's good odds.
I can also take a punch, so there would be 31 to 1 punches that would happen too.
That's a white guy's best defense when everyone's like, that punch he took was great. He's real good at taking a punch.
His dad's been beating him since the age of 5.
Or as he says, he's been training for this his whole life. It's the same thing because his dad would call him the N-word and hit him. So it's kind of the same thing.
You were there?
Did you guys
How are you there?
I was your father.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shout out to Big Steve Lew. He's still alive. He's a good man. I love you, Daddy.
Except for the part where he was punching that.
That was for show. That was.
I know for sure.
Stevie's like, Bobby, I need you to distract him. Bobby, I need you to distract him.
Did that when we were alone. Only if. Sorry.
No, we're in it to win it tonight, boys.
Go ahead, Bobby's like, yep. I better get more high. Don't worry. Yeah, that would be my favorite. It's like, oh God, he would never hit him at home alone. He's a great dad when we're alone.
Did your dad ever do this one? He was like, there's only one way out of here. And he would just start fucking pounding you into the corner until you bit his nose or something. That was how we had to.
No, he did. I didn't get options.
Shout out. Yeah, okay. No, yeah.
Only once in a blue moon would my dad ever say, like, what do you think you're a man now? You think you can do it? But we only got like an altercation once, and I was just so thrown off that he did anything that I just kind of stared, and I actually just moved back in with my mom. Like it was just like,
dude, I got one really quick, right? I was a basketball player, as you guys know, right? My father was too, and we had a hoop in our fucking driveway. So I'll never forget. I was like 14, and I was beating him 20-19, and it was to 21, right? And I like made a move, and I was going to the hoop to score. And he threw me as hard as he could into the side of the garage, like a flagrant 2 was not even the code for that one. Like he would have been ejected and possibly suspended for a couple games for doing what he did to me to make sure I didn't beat him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I'll never forget.
Well, good luck shooting your free throws with a broken fucking ankle, Stevie.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like mangled on the ground, crying like, Dad, why'd you do that? He had like one of those masculine moments where he wouldn't let me beat him, but he also went a little overboard.
He just stepped over you like he's Allen Iverson to go get the ball.
Yes. My dad had the cornrows too, Bob. That's great that you said that.
He's like, practice?
Oh, God,
practice. My dad did something similar, but not to me. Me and my brother and my dad would take us like the baseball field that was near our house when we were younger, but like teenage age, whatever. So one would be in the outfield, one guy would hit, my dad would pitch, and we call that
shagging fly balls.
Yeah, basically, just like so. My brother is very competitive. My dad's super competitive. I was not as good. I was a decent athlete, but not as good as the two of them. But I was just like, whatever. I'm in the outfield, whatever. So my dad's pitching the ball over the plate, kind of sometimes, but my brother kept like taking the pitch because he's like, throw it better, whatever. So my dad fucking throws a high one towards his head. Yeah,
nuts. Yeah, I knew exactly what was going on there.
The old beanball, and my brother charges the mound. Like we're the only 3 people there, and my brother goes. People are driving by, and I'm just standing there like, we're the trash.
No, you should have came in from the bullpen like the guys do. You know what I mean? To jump on one side.
Because I knew they would both just turn and fight me. I I was in life. They would have teamed up and said, "Let's just beat him up."
You guys are both of stature. My dad's a little 2 inches shorter than me, and I clock in at like 5'6". So we learned like short man aggressive tactics, right? Like we learned the guys backing you down in the paint, and you step out of the way and let him fall over and grab the ball. We learned that.
Good one.
Yeah, as a big guy, you hate that.
Your hand between a guy's ball and his ass and like grab gooch. You grab the gooch.
That was a good one, yeah. In lacrosse, you would take the head of your stick and put it over the guy's face so he couldn't see what was happening. Like just while the game was all the way at the other end of the field and it didn't matter. Just like an annoying thing.
That's for all the wealthy POS fans who know what lacrosse is. You fucking private school.
I live in Connecticut. Yeah. We all know what lacrosse is. I played it for a week or two.
Pat, I got one more really quick because you guys got me queued up. Okay.
Yeah, get one more of your dad punching.
Exactly. So we were throwing a baseball at each other in the yard was a big thing we would do. So my pops, he showed me the curveball, right? So suddenly he'd throw this pitch that would move from right to left, and it was amazing, right? So he'd throw curveball, fastball to keep me on guard, right? One day he threw the.
All right, Stevie, this one's called a slider. I'm not going to tell you what it does. Just choke up.
It's the one where you go the opposite way. I'm losing my stone brain is not. Screwball, yeah, screwball. So he threw a screwball, and I had never seen the ball go that way. So the ball went left to right to my face, fucking caught me directly in the nose and mouth and like blew my face up. I was screaming on the ground, bleeding. My mother was washing the dishes in the window, like came running out. My father walked away in shame again.
He didn't check on you?
Sorry again, say it.
He didn't check on you? He just hit you in a
ball? It was a test and I failed. So he was probably
the
just
benches hadn't been warned yet, so he had to stay and finish pitching the game, Pat.
Yeah, he was like when Albert Pujols. I said Pujols. Yeah. Albert Pujols had to come in the ninth the other day in a blowout. It was like he had to stick it through. So.
They're calling for a lefty, but he's just not ready. And he's just coming like, no, I got this. I like that your dad was that competitive. Like my dad and brother, when that happened, they didn't end up fighting. My dad was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And there was never blows. It was just a lot of competitive stuff. I'm the tall one in my family. So when we played basketball, I was a better basketball player, but I'm 5'11". So my dad was like 5'9". My brother's like 5'9", 5'10", or like about 5'9". So that was the only sport I could beat them at somewhat is basketball. My brother's a good athlete, so he could basically my brother was a good football player who could figure out every sport, which kind of sucked because you'd be working hard at one. You give him 2 weeks and he'd just be very good at it. And you're like, God damn it. My dad, that was the one sport he couldn't do or not understand. So I gravitated to it. So he couldn't give me shit for it because he knew football and he knew baseball. So I knew I'd never be good enough in his eyes at those. So I'd rather play a sport he didn't really get.
Dude, I've seen you in person before. You've got sharp elbows. I could see how you would be a good physical basketball.
I was very good at being a white guy playing with black people. I would do all the old man moves and all that stuff, and I could pass the ball really well to somebody who could jump a bunch.
That's where I got my first crack contact, was playing basketball at the age of 12, where I grew up in New York.
Crack?
What? That's not good.
That's old.
Listen, Pat,
oh,
maybe in your white neighborhood, okay, you have options, but in Stevie's neighborhood, you got two: the ball court or the crack rock.
No, Robbie, it's two. It's either an open micer or a crackhead. Okay, and I'm only one of those things. So let's get that straight, okay?
When I used to run a comedy club in New Haven, the running joke was when all the comics would go outside and smoke a cigarette, when people drove by, they didn't come because they thought homeless guys were standing by the door. Because open mic comics look just like fucking winos. So they're just all smoking butts with the same beards. And it was just like, which one are you telling Joe? There would be a homeless guy or two in the mix.
Yeah, I was going to say, they don't look like winos. They are winos. Fucking let's get that straight.
No one says winos anymore.
I mean, drink an IPA or something, guy. Step your game up.
I think it's because white women dominated the wine game.
Oh, yeah.
You don't see a guy. I mean, besides an Italian, you don't see just some guy drinking
an Italian?
The worst kind.
They do say the Italians are the last to stand up to the evil white woman, don't they say that?
And the first to say the N-word on stage. He doesn't say it on stage. That's a joke, and cut that out, Bobby. That's not. I'm fucked for making that small joke, Gino. It was a joke. You don't say
that. I'm the Italian we were talking about, Stevie. I was like, I
forget Gino's Italian because I always think of him being more gay than Italian.
Yeah. Bobby also says the N-word on stage, but he smartly spells it, so he gets away with it. It's pretty fucking brilliant, kid. I got to give you that.
He makes you spell it, which is even more.
I make you say it, yeah. I did a club that actually booked me for a spot, but I did a guest spot. You guys both heard about that. But, like, literally the guy sat me down and was like, all right, there's only, like, one rule. It's pretty self-explanatory. No N's or no C's. I'm going to assume no follow-ups. And I was like, actually, I got to stop you. I got a lot of follow-ups. I dance around
You're about to cut half my set out.
I dance around those words like I'm doing an Irish jig. I need to know exactly where the line is.
And he's like, well, that word that rhymes with jig, you can't say that.
Okay. I knew that one.
That's good. That's good.
Can I have the second letter of the C word? Or can I have what it rhymes with? Because, like, Shane got canceled for one C word. But then there's one that rhymes with bunt.
Yeah. So what did he say? It was a CH?
I didn't actually ask for clarification.
No. Well, Bobby, when I first started...
That's a great question, though. Sorry, Pat. That's a great question, though, because I don't know now. I'm confused. Like, which one was it?
Well, that conversation happened. When I first started, there was this contest. I'm from Connecticut. There was a contest in Rhode Island at this place, Twin Rivers Casino. And this club used to every week put it on. It was fucking the worst casino in the fucking world. It had, like, nickel slot machines, and they had... comedy club called Catch a Rising Star, but it wasn't affiliated with the other ones.
In Manhattan, or the old Manhattan.
This place doesn't even. Yeah,
so Jersey now.
You'd go there and sign up. You're supposed to bring people, but if you didn't bring people, you could still be in it. But the audience said who won. So, like, you could drive from Connecticut and get the stage time, but there's no chance in you winning because somebody who lives down the street brought 15 people, and you could be the worst. They could be the worst. Doesn't matter. So beforehand, the guy who would run it would draw us all in and together. He was an asshole, and he would pull you all in, and he would go, here's the rules. You can't do this, can't do that. And he would say that, and he'd go, no N-word, no C-word. And there's this comic I used to hang with who doesn't do comedy anymore named Jerry Woolley, and he was an asshole. He was a great asshole. And you're one of those guys that just on purpose would be a dick to make everyone laugh. And he just goes, hey, which C-word? And he goes, well, neither. Neither. Either one. He goes, okay, fine. And he goes, and then he goes, no N-word. And Jerry raises his hand and goes, which N-word? And the guy's like, get the hell out.
There's all. Oh man, it's funny though, Pat. I heard in your voice a little bit there where you were like, a bunch of nobodies from town would beat a really talented Connecticut comedian who would come in and do better jokes. I felt that you got shafted a few nights out there. I felt that
only one time I got shafted bad, where I went out. We were also not supposed to make fun of the other competition.
Right.
And there was a guy up there who was reading literally from his notebook, holding like this and stuttering as he read it. So I was going up last.
Andrew Gold was doing comedy.
Yeah, the jokes suck, but the pictures were amazing.
We love you, Big A. I'm sorry, we got to make sure we say that. That's very funny.
Yeah, you're right. You love him. Anyway, so I don't know him, but he's a nice dumb guy. But anyway, so I went up and I was like, I already knew I was gonna lose. This guy brought like 30 people, so even if they were gonna feeling bad and knew he sucked, they were gonna cheer him on. And other guys doing that. So, and then what they would do is when it was over, they'd bring everyone up. They'd say each person's name. He put his hand over their head, and then you would like cheer for that person or not cheer for that person.
Yeah.
But when I went up second to last, I just went, and the guy who was hosting was a big fat fuck, and he could barely move, and so he would walk all the way to the stage and literally had to catch his breath.
Bob Biggerstaff was hosting.
No, he was Bob Biggest Staff. And so he would walk up and he'd breathe. So
what would
I went
call
up. I
him
went
if
quick.
He was crossed with Godfrey.
Stop, Bobby. Stop.
Bobby, I don't know. You tell me in your best Gino impression.
Yeah.
Probably like Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Bernie Mac.
Do it a Jerry Shepherdini accent, and you might be able to get away with it. But
I'm good.
These are the deepest cuts of all time. Our one viewer is like Googling Jerry Shepardini.
Yeah.
And it just comes up not found. But it's just
Speaking of deep cuts, did you hear Sagalow's rap? We'll get back to that. Go finish your thing. I want to talk about
No, I haven't. I want to. Now I'm interested. Okay, so I go up. I know I've already got it lost. Whatever. I'm not supposed to make fun of people. I can't say certain words. I'm being limited on all my shit. So I'm like, okay. So I go up. I go quick impression, and I just run to the side of the club, and I start to pant and breathe heavy, like I can't walk, and I'm like limping and holding my stomach, and I just go, I'm that fat fuck. Like that's how I started it. And people started to laugh right away. And then I went, let me check my notes. And then literally picked up the book and started to just stutter really fucking hard. And I was like, it was called The Catch a Rising Star. I'm like, it's supposed to say Predator for the host tonight, but they took that down because
Catch a Rising Predator.
Right. And I was like, he's on his way. One day he'll be the best.
That's good.
For 5 minutes, and I was crushing with just being an asshole. Like literally, even the people I was shitting on were laughing. Everybody thought it was funny. They call us all up. The host,
you guys doing the whole
fucking livid.
Yeah.
So he's going to each one of us, and he's literally going like, Joe Schmo. He's like yelling it out, and they're like kind of cheering. And then he goes,
I know Joe Schmo.
He goes, Pat Oates, like tries not to have any energy in it. Fucking cheer. So it comes down to me and the stuttering guy.
Oh,
and they go, okay, we have to do it one more time. And he goes, stuttering guy. And like they're cheering. And as they're cheering, he goes, Pat Oates. So they go, he goes, for him the most. And I was like, dude, fuck you. Fuck, I don't care if he won. And I got this fake off. I'm never doing your fucking bullshit again. I get it. You're upset because I made fun of you, but I literally, I won. He's like, the crowd picked. I'm like, you're an asshole. And then my friend Jerry yelled out all the words while we were leaving.
Jerry Shepardini, and
No.
it was all the
No,
it was
no.
all the N word.
No,
I don't get it now.
The guy who asked the question,
linger longer.
What words can we say? He said both C's and the N, and good night.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, the guys, they shanghaied you, man. They fucking totally shanghaied you. That's bullshit.
There was that contest was known for that. There was a comic in the area. I fucking forget his name. It was Sean Sutton out of Boston. He got known for a minute because he ran for like mayor of a small town near Boston under the pro pedophile ballot because he's like, well, no one else is gonna go in for that one, and like just like as a joke, but like got attention in the little town. Like he's like, I'm not really pro, but I'm figuring there's got to be another side. So
that's not a good joke. That's not a good joke, Pat. Like I don't support that.
Listen, he got a couple votes. It was the right part of Boston. It was like all the Catholics were like, whoa.
Oh God. Father O'Leary was like, I am voting for this month.
Somewhere.
Yeah, those kids were more Leary than O'Leary was.
Bobby.
Chris Hansen's like, someone call MSNBC. I've got a new fucking TV show.
Yeah, catch a rising predator star. There we go. All right.
Polickling. It's just you're political and you're licking kids. I don't know. We're brainstorming here. But anyways, this one guy, he was in the contest one time, and the same rules applied. No N-word, no C-word. He goes up for 5 minutes. Awesome material, well written, crushes. And when he closes out, he goes, hey, you've all been great N-words. Good night, everybody. Knew he was thrown out of the contest, didn't give a fuck, wanted to kill, get disqualified, and leave.
See, in New York City,
and
if
to
you
get
drop...
real quick, Stevie, and to get back at him, he fucked that guy's kids.
Again.
in New York City, if you're white and you drop the N-word on stage, there's a 50-50 chance that someone's going to try to deck you in the head on the way out. I feel like that's something that is a real consequence in New York City. Straight
it should happen more in more places. In Boston, if you do it on stage, you get season tickets to the Red Sox.
That's a good joke, Pat.
You get to sit next to Will Noonan all season.
No, I mean, listen, I can tell you guys, I used to run an open mic in the city on Sundays, and there was this one comic, and his name is Phil 987. And I don't think either of you guys know him, and maybe after I'll catch you up on, but he's like this, like definitely on the spectrum kid, Chinese from Chinatown, New York City, and like he used to write these most insane offensive jokes, you know, and like one of them was like, hey, oh man, I can't even, he was like something about wanting to call animal crackers N-word crackers. You know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. Again, I'm just paraphrasing his jokes, but he would
I like
say,
where he's going.
but he would like do that last. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, everybody in the open mic would be like, "Oh, what the fuck!" Like there would be a fucking like commotion would happen. They'd be like, "Get him!" And I used to host. I'd be, "Oh, okay, hey, folks, that's not cool. I'm gonna talk to him." And I would go talk to him, and I'd be like, "Hey, man, like, I'm sorry, but unless you have a really much more brilliant way of saying the N-word, like, you can't really say the N-word on stage here because it's just going to cause trouble." Because
and the audience keeps asking whose knee grew.
Don't they both grow? Just one larger knee?
And my point was, Phil, I can't protect you when you come off stage and someone punches you, and that's like a danger. So if I can't protect you and I can't secure yourself, you can't come here and do that. And I got to give a shout out to the guy who ran the place. He stopped me and he was like, "Who the fuck are you? Are you the comedy police?" That's what this fucking owner of this place said to me. He stopped me from kicking Phil out for saying the N-word because so like I got into this weird position where like I kind of want to take a stand, and like what caused me to change my mind was I grabbed one of my close friends, this kid Momo Puget. I'll give a shout out to Momo Puget, and I said, "Momo, like when Phil says the N-word on stage," and Momo is one of the most dopest, like explicit, wild comedians around. I was like, "Does that offend you at all, like as a person?" And he was like, "Yeah, Steve, I gotta tell you, as real as I can be, that makes me want to punch him when he says the N-word on stage." So I was like, all right. When I heard that from a guy I respected, I was like, we gotta maybe check this a little bit. And like, I'm not trying to now all sound like that the N-word can never be said on stage, but I will say that you really have to have a expert level joke behind it,
They tell me.
No, I don't think it's needed on stage, but a lot of people speak that way. So go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry.
I was just singing. That's why I yielded the floor to you. My bad.
No, go ahead.
Oh, just they try to make me go to rehab. I say mo.
I shouldn't let that go.
No, you should have stomped that harder, Pat.
Tried to get out of it. There's no pulling out.
Well, I mean, I feel that Bobby's probably feeling a little bit uncomfortable because I'm talking about a subject that affects him kind of a little bit tangentially recently because, he works with our good friend Gino Visconti, shout out one of my, like, honestly, like, it's a guy I look up to personally in the comedy world, even though he does, like, because I've seen him absolutely kill harder than.
It's important now to discuss how Stevie and I met, and that is through the East Side Dave show. And East Side Dave is back doing the Davey Mac Sports program, and it's amazing how many people he gives opportunities to and tries to promote and elevate along the way, like myself and Stevie Lew.
So but also Bobo.
And Bobo, yeah. He gives. I mean, he brought Bobo from O&A over to, and maybe Stevie doesn't know what current things happening on Twitter, but we should probably.
I do. I want to say really quick because Dave. No. I want to just say really quick what you're going on is that Dave supports Bobo in a genuine way. Okay. Other people out there, I feel, are much more explicit. Like they exploit. I can't use that word properly. Exploitive.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Exploitive. Yeah. And those were Dave's I won't say the word. Those were his R's first. Okay. So let's just make that clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Those were Dave's R's first. And I love those. I love that boy like a family member, and I won't go into that like that guy.
Well, they were Anthony's R's first, right?
Sure, and Dave was with Anthony since the beginning,
right?
Very early on.
That's where he met.
I'll say who started at Compound first. Who was one of the first flagship. So yeah, honestly, I'm really.
Phil 987's name was that because that was his favorite combination platter.
What, like that? I think it was his autism going to the top, like bubbling up. I asked him about that. No, you know what it was? I think it was 187.
No, he's Chinese. So I just figured he liked the 9, the 8, and the 7, the broccoli plate, the fucking.
Oh,
was he fat?
PH8.
I mean, he did have like one of those fat Chinaman faces, I could say, without getting in trouble, I hope.
And he probably knew karate. That's why I could say the N-word.
I didn't say the other C word. I said Chinaman. Just want to make sure that's clear.
What's the other C word?
Cunt.
There's two. There's cunt.
Hunterman.
The other is Godfrey. Jesus, that was bad.
Countryman, lend me your ear. You can say country and say the cunt harder. That's fun.
You sounded like Jerry Shepherdini right there, as a matter of fact.
You get paid by the Shepherdini? You have like a secret game with people. Every time I say Shepherdini, you drink, bro. Watch this podcast.
Yeah, all right, Ken Mosca. Oh, I got a bunch of people just to drink right now. You don't even know. You gotta do a
line of coke every time Mosca. Wait, what are you doing, Stevie? There's a war going on between Mosca and Shepherdini right now.
There are a lot of wars. There are a lot of wars going on Twitter, but I don't want to get involved.
I would watch the Mosca Shepherdini war.
Yes. Oh God, that would get good.
He'd be so happy.
Yeah, fuck Ukraine. Fuck Ukraine and Russia. I want Shepherdini Mosca to fucking go down.
Ukraine Russia is the opening fight for the main event.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
That does sound like a fight before they let black people fight for money. The heavyweight championship, Mosca versus Shepherdini.
Yeah, that would be like you'd have like the Shepherdini, all the fucking where is he from? He's from Scotland. All the Scots would be like, oh, Shepherdini.
In Moscow, they'd get some Jews but some Muslims because they're confused. Like, I'm not sure what this is.
I think he might be Italian. He might be a wop.
Right, but the name throws you off and you're not sure what it is. It's like a mosque, so you're like,
yeah.
Oh,
all the wops would show up, you know.
But late and loud.
Yeah, smelly.
Oh, like Axe body spray, like nobody's business.
Bobby's not Italian, is he? Oh fuck! Wait a second. Oh,
yeah, but Bobby's Philadelphia Italian.
Guys, we're gonna have. All right, let's stop. We're gonna have to cut that whole part out.
Yeah, listen. Now the Italians and the Amish are fighting.
Dude, where I grew up, it used to be a constant battle between the Italians and the Irish, you know? And it was like kind of in love, but I'll never forget. It was like, you meatball eating Parmesan, prosciutto smelling like motherfucker. And they'd be like, look at you, you fucking potato farming, white skin, having freckled, redheaded fuck. It would be great. We just do that literally all day.
Yeah, but you're not old enough to be going back to the racism of like getting off the boat.
All of our parents were off the boat for the most part. You know what I mean? So it still lives. My dad took the Staten Island ferry this afternoon, Pat.
Well, I don't care about your dad's boyfriend's name.
Oh, dude, there's definitely a tranny out there named Staten Island Ferry. Oh, you just nailed that. My dad does definitely fuck trannies.
There's a I forget the name of it now, but it's going to Gale's Ferry. It's on the way to going to the casino, and me and the comic, whenever we go up, we just go into this Italian guy bit in the car. It's like, look at you, you're the Gale's Ferry. And you know Gale Ferry and his brother Jimmy the Faggot, they're good guys.
There's nothing better than doing a Sopranos accent just for fun. There's
the way you can get away with racism. Yeah. It's basically everyone's Jeff Dunham if you don't have a puppet. If you don't have a puppet, just use an Italian voice and you can say fucked up shit.
Yeah, I mean, Paulie Walnuts is one of the most hysterical characters ever created on screen, I would say, man. That guy got away with a lot. You know, which we
especially for one of the dumbest names ever written by a writer ever. It's the simple name. Go with the name, go with the food.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Joey Bag of Donuts, Paulie Walnuts.
That was real. Like it was a holding piece until he found a better name, and he just never did.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, that's not gonna last. Paulie Walnuts won't stick, and it's like, fuck, they stuck right to the wall. Fucking nuts. What, the cat?
So who's the POS?
I guess Bobby?
Yeah, definitely Bobby. Definitely Bobby. You know. Oh, man. I love you, Bobby. I will go to war with you any day, brother. You are a good human and a good friend.
So it's Ukraine, Russia, Moscow, Shepherdini.
Yes, yeah. Bobby's
the world.
Bobby's one of the greatest allies and friends I've ever had in my life, and he's a stand-up dude no matter what. And he goes through a lot out here with what he has to deal with, you know. So shout out to Bobby Tamburo.
The only flaw Bobby has is he never reads a room. You walked in going, I'm a little bit banged up. And then he goes, here's a name. And then you went, and he goes, wait, what are you doing? It's like, you don't give a drunk guy fucking toys.
Yeah. The guy, he'll read 5 books, but he won't read a room. What the
Yes.
fuck?
Oh, he'll read a book called The Room.
Got him.
How to read a room. I'll do the audio.
Got him again.
So, Bobby, you got anything before I read a story?
Nah.
You got
let's do your
monkeypox?
story first. Let's do your story.
You want me to go first? All right. First of all, do you know how monkeypox got here?
No.
They say it was rodents in South America, but not no one fucked them. Just people were near them. But
Well, how do you fuck a marmot, Pat? Is that possible?
I mean, you don't
How
fuck a
did
marmot.
know
You
it
make.
was a marmot.
All right, Bobby, don't you bring this to the FBI or nothing.
I was gonna say you don't fuck a marmot, Stevie. You make love to it. Marmots are lovers, not fighters. You haven't read my documentary, How We Marmet?
Oh God, Pat, this should be a pilot for that show where you're writing jokes live because you're just.
It should be a prank show where I tell a comic to do all these jokes and then watch them just get fucking canceled.
Just die, dick. Yep, eat his own dick.
That would be amazing. I get a new guy up, set up a fake comedy school where I tell them I write them their jokes. I give them these jokes and I watch them just get canceled.
I'm in. I'll help produce that.
Pull it off.
You can
I'll help
actually
produce
probably
that.
make a real point with that by giving them like non-canceled comedians material and just being like, you say it and see if they let you get away with it.
That's it. And then every week have someone tackle them on stage.
with a gun knife. With a fucking gun knife.
Did you hear that guy was a murderer?
No, what?
The guy who tackled Chappelle he wasn't a murderer, he attempted murder.
Yeah, I did it. He got a charge tacked on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, before that, he already in his past.
Yeah, they say that the victim was able to identify him because of the exposure.
Right, which I think is kind of funny that now when everyone's like, he was making a stance for jokes, like, oh no, he was just nuts.
Yeah, I think most of the people that are anti-joke are just nuts, Pat.
Well, I don't think he heard the joke. I think the voices in his head were yelling louder than the trans. So let me find this thing. All right. So Bobby, should I go with my picture one that we talked about last time, or go with a different one?
Let's talk about them big fucking tits.
Big fucking tits. All right, because I was gonna bring this up last show, and then we got in a roll and never talked about it. So for the whole episode, I just had this lady behind me. So Bobby, I had to kind of discuss who is this lady. All right, from the New York Post, written by Becky Pemberton. Which, by the way, I don't like it when a guy uses a nickname when he's a professional. Like, if you're a lawyer, you can't be Jimmy. But if you're a woman and you're a writer, I like a Becky over a Rebecca when you do. That seems like it's going to be more fun of an article. A Rebecca sounds like she's going to yell at me. Becky seems like she's going to get mad at me.
It depends on what. It depends on what type of article she's writing, though. Like, I don't want to hear about 6 dead infants were found in a mass grave by a Becky. I want to hear that from a Rebecca.
No, if I want like the gruesome details to get from Rebecca, but if I want to know that one of them lived, I want Becky.
Yeah, I want Becky to tell me that. But one's a survivor, and we found a foster home to take care of the mother who tried to commit murder-suicide.
But don't worry, only the white ones died. That's like a that's a Becky one. The trans baby lived. It's like, what? It transitioned into a dead baby.
It was trans before the attempted murder.
Yes, it got sliced that way. It's like when you found out being gay wasn't a choice. The same thing with trans. Not a choice. I was born and somebody chopped my dick off and put a wig on me. I was born this way. The name of the article is "I've got big boobs and tried not wearing a bra for a week."
I was a little weird, and then a guidance counselor, against my parents' wishes, got a doctor to inject me with hormone. Yeah, it's born that way.
Yeah. The guidance counselor, who, by the way, has no real teaching skills or doctorate, is just like, yeah, let's just hook this up.
Who at that same community college was deciding between being a guidance counselor and an RN, but failed the RN program.
By the way, an RN for our viewers are not two of your favorite words together.
Oh God, Jesus. So Bobo and Godfrey. Bobo and Godfrey.
Wait, you can be that as a job?
You gotta go to college for that? I need an associate's.
Is it a hard R?
Man, we're getting canceled so hard.
People would have to know who we are to get canceled. That's what about it.
Good point, Pat.
Us to get canceled to be our greatest moment, because then we'd have to be introduced to the world just to be thrown out of it. That would be beautiful. Basically, like like an afterbirth abortion. You're out and then you're dead. Like, all right, we did it. I've got big boobs and tried not wearing a bra for a week by Becky Pemberton.
You know how there are soldiers in Africa, or like child soldiers, and then there were guys in the U.S. who like said they were over 18, but they were 14 and wrote like 18 in their shoe.
Are nuts.
Do you think there are like babies in Africa who lie about their age to become child soldiers sooner?
Yeah, I think that when they ask how old you are, they do more clicks than they're supposed to.
Oh, God.
Oh, I thought you were.
It was fun because Stevie was like wincing at my joke, and then he just took the ball and he almost died.
Yeah,
you watched the soul leave his body.
I know. I'm into it. I'm still into you guys, though. Don't worry about it. Still got your back.
The best thing you could ever do. I mean, the worst thing you could ever do is take the ball from them. That's all they've got left. They've got to learn soccer so they can get inside sometimes.
Dude, I was on the subway the other day, and there was a teenager with a basketball dribbling, and I fucking just swiped it from him. You know what I mean? Because I was playing D everywhere I go.
Did you like your dad check him against the wall?
No easy buckets, bitch. You ever see like the little kids on the subway doing the pole dancing? And you're like, I don't
Little kids, they're adults usually. They're called the Showtime boys.
Yeah, but there are like kids who are like 12 and 13 doing it. It's like, A, I don't think you should be allowed legally to do this. B, like, I want to just pull them aside and be like, you should do gymnastics. Like, because you would win gold medals in that shit.
Yes.
You would be like an Olympic hero. Like, the best you could do at this is continue to do it for the rest of your life or become a male stripper.
And no one's molesting you. No one's molesting Shaniqua. She won't take that shit at all.
And do you see that kid, how he wraps his legs around the subway pole? He'll wrap his legs around your neck.
Say it slower.
You know, and then one more is like, why don't they do gymnastics on a subway car as an Olympic sport, Bobby? You're fucking onto something here, bud.
EA Sports presents Gymnastics Street.
Yes.
Now you're asking third world countries to get a street?
Oh. Yeah.
You're making bobsled too. Still struggling.
It's like you palm a horse over the turnstile.
So, Pat,
I once palmed a horse and I went to jail for 2 weeks.
Pat, I want to palm those big tits behind you. Can you get...
Oh, by the way, did anyone else notice that Stevie paused when he said teenager? Anyway, Stevie, hardworking American, that teenager, real hard. He's like, oh, this teenager with a basketball. We're all imagining a good Jewish boy. Just
yeah.
Having big boobs can be a blessing and a curse, as one woman found out when she attempted to do a week without wearing a bra. Hannah Witten from YouTube said she found her dangling boobs a hazard and struggled with boob sweat. She said, I have massive boobs and I'm not going to be wearing a bra for a week. There are a couple reasons why I'm doing this. One, just because I'm curious for the personal challenge. And secondly, to prove a point that it is difficult to not wear a bra when you got big boobs. I like that she's writing and just keeps saying boobs. Like if someone else would write breasts or mammary gland, the fact that she just going boobs the whole time, that makes the article, Becky says boobs, Rebecca says mammary glands. You know what I mean? There's a difference there. The third reason is a bit more of a fashion challenge because I actually want to try and see what clothes I can wear with my boobs without a bra because I'll be limited, especially in the summer. She said the main reason for wearing a bra is comfort and explained boobs are heavy, big boobs are heavy. Like she said it, and then like a Chris Rock joke made sure big boobs are heavy. Boobs are heavy. You know what I'm talking about? Big boobs are heavy.
I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about big boobs.
I'm talking Big boobs love to not know.
I want those big boobs to slap the shit out of me.
Big boobs hate learning. You can put a bra in a book, and that's like kryptonite to a boob.
Oh God.
Will Smith's gonna come to each of our rooms and slap us. Just having them not flopping around.
Sorry, Will Smith or Godfrey, one or the other. Probably more likely Godfrey.
The problem is, I know the guy who's on Godfrey's podcast, and if he watches this, you're gonna get beat up faster than you know.
I deserve it, Pat.
I agree, and so did Bobby earlier. Just having them not flopping around constantly and moving around and causing a hazard, literally a health hazard. Bras are great for that. She also wears a bra for the aesthetic and said, my boobs look great when they are hoisted and lifted. They do not look hot when they are left to their own devices. Hannah also pointed out she gets serious underboob sweat, but said she would be rolling on deodorant under her breasts each day. That's got to be like a little bit of Bisquick down there after that shit. She added, I just think big boobs are really inconvenient, and you will see this week why I need a bra. Her first braless outfit was a vest top and a pair of jeans, and she wasn't a fan. She wore a vest with big tits and nothing underneath. I'm going to follow her on Instagram.
Does she have OnlyFans?
I'm sure she does now. Like, why would she not? Like, Hannah said, the only thing I like to wear are high-waisted things, and on top of the boobs thing, I am really short, so I have no stomach. The boob is over the top of my jeans. If I had a bra, I'd at least have an inch or two of body. And I can see that in the picture there. Like when I move out of the way, it does look like she doesn't have much of a stomach, but I don't think that looks bad. I don't know. I don't think I don't care when someone's boobs are. I mean, like, if you're old, you expect it. But also, I think you get to a certain age, you understand gravity is a thing in life. And it's like, I don't know, if you're 40 and your boobs are near your neck, I don't trust you. Like, I think that all you're doing is trying to cover the Adam's apple. So that's scaring me anyway. Keep them down. Let me see that whole neck.
Speaking of teenagers, she is dressed like a teenager with this rainbow bright skirt going on and octopus t-shirt or some shit like
those
that.
Those are pride pants. How dare you? The boob is okay. It's literally just tit then legs. I am all boob on top. But the way they censored tit, they did T then asterisk then T.
Yeah.
But they wrote boob 1,000 times. Like, if you could write boob, write tit.
What's the difference?
I agree.
But if they wrote tit for tat, they'd keep the word tit in. Look at me, I'm a wordsmith. Anyway, she felt more confident in an off-the-shoulder top that she usually has to wear with the sleeves up to cover her bra straps. Hannah also tried on a top and dungarees. And I like the fact they wrote dungarees. And all the outfits so far, this is the one that my boobs feel the most loose in. I feel like the dungarees are helping me feel more secure. The boobs feel out of control, but I feel good. My arm is just hitting the side of my boobs. These are all her just like complaining. Even her mom commented on her new natural look in a high neck dress, saying she need a bit of a lift, and said she could tell immediately. Reflecting on her week, she said, I did 5 days without a bra, and as soon as it was over, I put a bra back on. We thought we made progress, but the moment I put on a bra, I love it. My boobs just don't look as good. Comfort, fine, as long as it's not too hot. Deodorant under the boobs does work to an extent. I haven't gone on a massive spiritual journey of loving my boobs, saggy boobs, free the nip, burning bras. However, I imagine with more of the days I have working from home alone, I'll probably braless for a lot of those. It wasn't as hard as I was expecting. Who's the piece of shit in this story? Is it this woman for doing this experiment? And this is an article that the New York Post felt is worthy in the same time as one of the biggest defamation court cases ever, Ukraine and Russia, monkeypox. And they're like, we need some tits. Because that's what it feels like that article is. Is it people that judge her? Is it women who are like her mother and people like that who are saying, hey, you need a lift. You need to be there. Who cares? It's her body. It's her tits. If she wants to not wear them or whatever, why does it matter? Why do we put such a fucking stigma on breasts? It is kind of crazy. Yeah, Are breasts great? Of course they are. We've been taught that way, but I still know my whole life when I see them, I'm happy. Like, I know that I like breasts, but like at the same time, it is something where women have to take a sense of pride of just a part of their body. And if it's not put in a certain way, it's a judgment to the fact where someone could write this article. Like if somebody was writing a whole thing about a guy, and if he was wearing spandex for a week and nut huggers and showing his dick, people wouldn't give a fuck, wouldn't care about our comfort. But like, it's weird when you have to go running. It's hard. Listen, the reason why they stopped doing tighty whities is because they realized we needed better comfort down there for our balls when we move around and shit. And different people, a guy who can still wear boxers with the open thing, like you're an animal that should be shot. Like, how could you wear something where your dick can just pop out every time you're moving around?
Dude, if Sheath sponsored us, this would be the perfect time for a commercial.
The POS show brought to you by Sheath Underwear, folks.
Yeah, if we had that, MeUndies, any of them, we'd be on fire.
You wrap your genitals in some thin nylon fabric.
Or Blue Chew. That'd be good at this point. It's like, if this bitch shows up with her titties like this, you got to be ready.
Blue Chew? He needed the money.
Wrecked him, nearly killed him. And so it's like, is it people that are going to read this article just because it's about boobs? Like literally, I chose it. I saw the picture and I was like, this is goofy. I wouldn't normally read it, but I wanted to see the article. Or is it people that don't care? And maybe it is okay for people to care about looks and aesthetics and things like that. Maybe that's how some people live their life. It's fine. More importantly, is it the New York Post once again for making this an article? Who's the piece of shit? Bobby, go first.
I think it's definitely not the New York Post because, like you said, we're in the middle of a war. We've got the president with the worst approval rating in history, and they were like, you know what America needs? A story about some big old titties.
Yeah.
Calling the
big old wonderful American titties.
Calling big boobied Becky. Becky, bring them big boobies in here and write an article about them for us. It's me. I'm the piece of shit in this story because, as we teased last week on the last episode, I thought this was going to be a story about how hard it was for women with big boobs to get respect or to be treated equally or to find outfits to wear. But it was actually just like a lighthearted thing. Like, I like wearing bras. So it's me for jumping to a judgment on Becky, who actually wrote a pretty nice article.
I think most people were reading the article the way you went into it. I think most people are like, white woman is going to be feminist. He's going to be young. It was just, actually, weirdly enough, it was eye-opening. Like, it's not something most guys hear about. Yes, I have sisters. I was married. I've dated people. They've complained, but never really heard about an everyday thing, a real-life thing. I mean, in the deodorant thing, that's fucking real. I get that. I'm sure there's fat dudes who put it in their rolls. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure they're doing that.
Jim Stansel.
He puts it in his rolls? He does the man pond. That's gross.
I'm fucking with Jim Stansel.
It's the same idea, though.
No, the man pond is so much grosser. Why is there so
Jim
much
Stansel, reach out and Jim, reach out and let us know. Do you deodorant when you used to be fat? Do you deodorant?
I'll have him on. You don't have to talk to him and hope for a reply like it's Morse code. Anyway, it's like, yeah, what he'll do is he'll now do 47 tweets about it and 18 Instagram pictures superimposed on a fucking boob. That's him.
He's out on a kayak.
He's got more promotion for a guy who does nothing than anyone I've ever seen.
Kid's an entertainer. I love him. But
he is, but he doesn't. But he has no stage.
All right, Bobby, we're gonna have to go back and cut this last 30 seconds out about.
Yeah, but I get it. Like I literally, when I saw it, I thought this was gonna be a POS story about a quote unquote Karen being a bitch, yelling at people. How dare you care about my boo? I should be allowed to do what I want. And that's me being an asshole. And Becky with her tits that weigh a Pemberton, which by the way, she should have said in the article. That's a great name for her big tit. Is fine with it. Now, I would like to also see an article from somebody with barely no tits. And how they is. And if they have to wear a bra all the time for like a week when they usually don't, or something like that, or how their summer is. I want to learn about all the tits.
So Barbs versus the world. Write in and tell us how life is with small tits. Oh, I'm just kidding. We'll cut that part.
Oh,
how many parts? Are we going to have a podcast? How many parts are we cutting?
This
We've never
podcast,
caught
it's gonna be only like 3 minutes long after.
Stevie, here's how the editing process works on this show. It
Okay.
ends and Bobby sends me the link and I put it up. That's
right.
what we do. So I won't even know if he has to. Sometimes Bobby gets high and then emails it to himself. So that's happened like 3 times. And I'm like, hey, the next day, where's the podcast?
I know that one. I do that sometimes. I do
He's
that.
like, my bad. I sent it to me again. So if now I gotta wait for it to hit the cutting room floor, this episode's coming out when like this is in memory of Stevie Lew. He died at 67.
Yeah, Rich Kitch's apartment apparently is the cutting room floor. Pat, you missed one, Pat. It was
Bobby,
Pember.
we gotta cut that out. We can't mention Rich Kitch. I'm sorry.
I love Rich. No, but it was Pember tons of fun. Remember, we're doing this thing. We both write jokes together and help each other. I was wanting to make sure I kept that up.
Pember ton, but my member weighs a ton. How about that one? Hey,
yeah, Pember tons of fun. All right, sorry. Yeah.
I do remember all the things we said. Stevie's used to talking to fucking people with amnesia. He's like, remember when I said this a minute ago?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Bobo. Yes.
Do
right.
you think when she lies on her back, her tits go to the side?
Now I think that.
Like, do you think she's able to put both her arms by her side and have her tits relaxed at the same time when she's lying on her back?
It depends on which way the Earth is tilting. If the Earth is on the second half of the year,
It's where her retrograde is.
Yeah.
Oh, my tits are all over the place. Mercury's in retrograde. I'm Becky with the
I've heard that. I used to be single in New York City. I've heard that before, Bobby.
Listen, Bobby, I hope that happens because I trust that more. I trust real more than unreal. You know what I mean?
Oh,
if I'm lucky to be with someone and they take their shirt off, I don't care where they fall as long as they fall down next to them. You know what I mean? That's all. I appreciate, no matter what in my life, who I've ever been with, if they're not happy with me now, my whole life, anyone who's ever let me see you naked, I salute you and I thank you for your service. You're a wonderful person. You know what I mean? It's all we have in life. So I always cherish those moments. But I appreciate what she wrote. You know what I mean? So Stevie, who's the piece of shit?
I got to go against this young lady here. Although, Pat, if you move your head to the left for a few minutes, I would just be able to jack it to completion. Because,
to my head? You want to jack it to my head?
To the young lady's nice set there, being a jerk here. But, honestly, I feel like this is a case where it's been feminism that's gone way too far off brand, where she thought she was going to be like this feminist movement sort of chick saying my boobs, but the other day it was all about her boobs and nothing else. And this is an attention whore. So she is the pieces of shit here. I have to say that she could have just gone on her day without ever doing this little experiment and no one else would have gave a shit. So she's the piece of shit.
See, I'm in the opposite camp. I think that she literally did this and didn't go that route, and that's refreshing. She literally just talked about her boobs. There wasn't a message. It wasn't like woke comics where like you're supposed to tell me a joke, but now I got to learn about like equality and all this shit. No, she literally just said this article is about my boobs. We were waiting and waiting for that feminist spin, but it literally was just about her boobs.
Okay, Pat, let's watch what happens over the next 4 weeks, 8 weeks. And let's see if this lady starts trying to spin this into some sort of influencer role.
I want to see butt cheeks in the next article.
All right, it's not an OnlyFans. I meant an influencer role.
Might be. Look up Becky Pemberton's OnlyFans.
Becky
Dude, it's so
Pemberton, tons of fun.
By name
remember that? Remember earlier? Go ahead, Bobby. I'm sorry.
No. It's just so hard to search people by name on OnlyFans.
Okay, this sounds like a fucking tragic personal problem that you're having at home, Bobby.
But like, what would you do, right? Like, you can't just ask the person, be like, "Yo, do you have an OnlyFans?" I feel like
were you spelling curvy Amy wrong somehow?
I just feel like that would be a great service where you could just
sorry,
anonymously.
curvy Mary. I'm sorry.
I think you combined whatever Amy and Curvy Mary.
I did. I'm autistic.
Yeah, but you're adorable. You're autistic. Anyway, so
I just feel like that would be a great service where you could request and then like only anonymous comes and reaches out and is like, "Hey, one of your friends from high school wants to know if you have an OnlyFans. Can you just send the username here?"
Yeah, that's actually not a bad service.
I'm confused because I know I'm always the fucking vanilla fuck and whatever. I don't know anything really about OnlyFans, but the couple people I know that have them, like comedians and like porn stars and stuff that we've talked to on podcasts, they put the link on things they do.
Yeah, but this is like, let's say it's somebody you went to high school with, and you're like, you're just enough of a whore that I know you have an OnlyFans.
But that she wants to make money, so wouldn't she want you to get the link? Wouldn't she put it somewhere so you can?
No, they like make a fake profile, fake name, fake persona, and they make an OnlyFans for that, so it's not tied to their personal life.
But then how do they make money off it if no one knows who they are?
No,
I don't think that's whatever Amy isn't her real name.
No, I don't mean her. She's actually got some fans. He's talking about like like I knew waitresses during the fucking pandemic that were doing that to make money. It's not their real name on it, but they definitely shared that Instagram enough where you knew it was them.
Can you send me that link as soon as we're done?
Which one? The Bob? Bobby got a free link to whatever Amy's and she was on the podcast.
All right, Bobby's been jerking it to whatever Amy. What can we say here? All right, I mean that's that.
But like what they would do is like, let's say their
whatever. Me?
Like let's say their name's Heather.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
Hey, Bobby, I've never actually worked with a retarded person before, and I know that when Stevie was saying before that the original retard, I didn't realize he was part of it. But this is tremendous. Like in the middle, it's brilliant. It's like you're like the idiot savant, which I love you, but it's so good. In the middle of it, you just go, whatever. Hey, me, and you were so happy with what you've done. Like, I was happy that you created it, but it's kind of like when a retarded guy ties his shoe, and we're all like, yeah, you did it. Yeah.
I made a poopy. I made a poopy in my pants.
Fuck, I did. It wasn't in my pants. It was in your pants.
I pooped in all your pants.
Magician. Go ahead, Bobby. You were going to say something, that he did that thing. Whatever, Amy.
Yeah. Like, let's say you have somebody whose name is like Heather. Then
I said Siegfried and Doy.
They would she would create an account named Skyla, and it's a hot chick, so it would get followers, and the followers would then go to the OnlyFans, is what I'd imagine.
Yeah, but how does she get the followers?
Because it's a hot chick on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right, but it still has to start with 0, and it has to be a place where people find out about it.
Right.
And then,
so it's just
so therefore,
of
at one point, she, the actual person, was sharing the fake person's thing to get people to know it exists.
No. What they do is they find like a hashtag or a common trend, and they do that and hop on, and that's how they get their followers.
But they also use their other. I just say I've known some people that have had several accounts.
Yeah, there are definitely people who do that, but there are definitely also people who just have like a completely fake name, not tied to their life at all, because they want to be able to cut and go back to that anonymity. And then it'll be like, were you that chick who used to put her whole fist inside her vagina? And she'll be like, dude, that can't ask a woman that.
Well, you can if that used to be her thing.
And if you want to hear about it, read about my post or article in the New York Post.
Right, but she didn't put her fist in her. But if there's a person known for putting their fist in their ass, it's the same. Like, okay, I once opened for Jimmy Walker from Good Times, and he would get mad when you brought up Good Times. He's like, "Don't bring it up. That's not me anymore." But that's how I know you. So there's a woman that's known for putting her own fist in her ass, and it's 20 years later. I should be able to be like, "Hey, remember that time you were known for putting your fist?" She's like, "That's not me anymore." Well, I understand, but I still remember the classics.
I think just enough women are putting their fist in their ass that it's plausible deniability. I don't know.
Well, no, but she was the first.
Have you guys ever fisted a lady?
No.
No?
Don't say it at me like weird.
Just me. All right, fine. Fuck it, whatever.
Well, did she know? Why are you Jeff Dunhaming women?
Listen, in New York City, there's a chance that a woman might ask you in the throes of passion to insert your fist into their
That means
anus.
you're not doing good with other stuff.
Let me bring out my
into their
arts and crafts to the
into
game.
Into their anus.
They're fisting their anus.
I'm fisting their anus. Jesus Christ, Pat, get this together.
I know. I heard you. First of all, that means we're never shaking hands. Okay. And second of all, I would never let them use my bathroom because that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Let me
big
bring out my new friend.
Campbell soup.
Ugh, why?
Campbell soup can size logs just falling out of the broad.
Why are we painting a picture of this?
Because I'm retarded, Pat. Why?
Bobby's got to get high again to deal with the nightmares he's gonna have.
And I got to make sure this is when I was single. I don't do this anymore.
I like how this is the part Bobby wants to cut out. Soup can.
Bobby, can you just repeat this part over and over instead?
Bobby, if I have a punk band, it's gonna be called Soup Can Fisting. That's the name of my new punk band. That's a good fucking garage band name.
Yeah, the first single is called Stevie Lew. I got it.
Stevie Pooh.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
Yeah,
hey, me? That's still my favorite fucking thing of this entire podcast.
I got you good, motherfucker.
Oh, real good. I'm mad that no one, if she doesn't realize that she now can hit the Italian circuit with that, whatever. Hey, me?
Yeah. So it's a tie between Jerry Shepardini and whatever Amy as to who I get paid.
The headband says whatever. Have the letter A on one tit and then the word me on another one. And whatever. Hey, me?
She can get her headband from Gino, straight from Gino's source.
No, I was doing an impression of Bobby choking on his bong. That's all I was doing.
So I wanted to say one more thing really quick before, I don't know if we're at whatever.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up soon.
Let's keep this going for another 5 hours if we can. I fucking love it, Pat. This is awesome. Thank
no, but we got to have you back on more, dude. I love
Thank you for having me, bud. You're a great sport, great egg. I just wanted to say that right now I've been really focused on working with my good buddy Eastside Dave. He's got his brand new Davey Mac Sports show that I've been helping out on the side a little bit produce, as well as Bobby has been
that show.
Full-time producer. I've been helping like get Bobo in line and shit like that, and he's had me on. And I also believe Dave has plans for a much bigger project coming soon. So I just wanted all the folks out there, if you're not following Stevie Lew, you should be following Eastside Dave for all of his upcoming projects, because Dave seems to be taking me along for the ride, and you've seen me for the past 8 years on that fucking ride. So for the folks at home who've been on that ride, buckle the fuck up and let your friends know, because Dave is coming back real strong, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I hear he's a wonderful, loyal dude. That's what I hear about him. I've never actually met him, but I hear great things. So, what do you got? Promote anything yourself though besides that?
Yeah, sure. Actually, June 5th, I have a show at Brooklyn Comedy Club. It's I'm hosting, but we have Ray DeVito, our good boy Ray DeVito, is headlining. Bobby Tamburo, our boy here, is featuring. So that just got announced yesterday that Sunday, June 4th, 6 p.m. at Brooklyn Comedy Club. June 5th. Did I say? Yeah, June 5th. Sunday. Thank you. Sunday, June 5th. Thank you, Bobby. At 6 p.m. We'll have the link is up just now once this episode comes out. So we're going to hopefully sell the room out and have special guests appearing. So just if you're in the area and you can come out, it would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, and if you're like a WNBA player, then don't worry. Later on, Ray DeVito will take a picture with you and post it all over Instagram.
Yeah, Ray's good like that.
Ray's good in every way. Ray's like a guy that I've only met one time through podcasts, but literally every post we put up for this podcast, he likes everything. I know, but Bobby's trying to get him on, and just timing hasn't worked and stuff. But I love Ray. He's like,
I'll break the fourth wall. I was talking to Ray, had me on his show recently. I was talking to him, and he was like, "Hey, we should talk to Brooklyn Comedy Club about doing a show." And I reached out to them, and they okayed it right away because Ray's been around in the city for a long time, and so have I. So this is like, since COVID, this is one of my first big like official comedy club shows. So I'm really psyched about it, and I think if it goes well, there should be more coming up. And I'm so psyched.
You called the club, and they were like, "Who are you bringing, Stevie?" He goes, "I'm bringing Phil 187." They're like, "No. Like, all right, I'll get Ray DeVito. Like, that's better."
Exactly, Patty. Thank you very much, man. Thanks for letting me shout that out.
Of course, Bobby.
Are we plugging?
Plugging, or you can say shit too.
Oh, they say scientifically it's impossible to overdose on marijuana. I'm gonna try after this episode. Like as soon as I'm done.
Like to die?
I'm gonna try to overdose. We'll see how far I can get.
Okay, Stevie, are you available next week to podcast in case Bobby dies?
I mean, I'm like partially responsible for this overdose already. I gotta take full responsibility. So yes.
Okay, thank you. I want to make sure, like, if you're gonna do, because
Dan
Bobby's
Brown's
already driven away my other host.
Dan Brown's gonna be so sad, Pat.
I'm still no. It's gonna be Mike O'Donnell.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I've already thought about it.
I can't wait to watch you and him just soar to new levels from the other side.
No, yeah, I mean, great though. Every show would be dedicated to you. We would just sing that Puff Daddy song with the police background.
I'll be missing you every step I take, every move I make.
And we could just get somebody used to date to sing, and she thinks she's gonna have a career out of it, but she really doesn't. It's a deep cut of Faith Evans. Anyway, go ahead, Bobby.
Check out the Davey Mac Sports program. Like Stevie said, sorry I was a whiny cunt this episode, but life goes on.
Stevie didn't say that.
Head over to our Patreon. No.
No, I'm kidding. The way you worded it, that's all.
My bad. Head over to the Patreon. We have some good shit coming. Pat's doing a lot of fun new podcasts, so even though this is strayed from the formatic process a little bit, we've got some new fun things coming. I think if you enjoy comedy and seeing what the process is like, he's got a fun one he just did with Brandon Smith. It's a real kind of fresh idea, and only bigger things coming, man. So
yeah, I tested it with Brandon because I wanted to do it with a comic who's not good. Comics on that argument, but I've known Brandon forever, and I knew he wouldn't mind doing that, and I could help him out with. And literally, if you watch the episode, I come up with not only a tag. He tells a story, and he's got to keep working on the story. But just by chatting, there is a punchline that could become like his first real like. The ending is kind of like his machine. Like literally, it became that from a story because I thought of a dumb thing just by two people just bullshitting. You know what I mean? So sometimes it'll work, it won't. I've got a notebook full of shit I've been writing and some ideas that I haven't gone to an open mic yet with, and I'm just gonna literally spitball that out at different. I got Dave Hintz with me on Wednesday. There's a comic named Darren Rivera will be on me on Thursday. Bobby, I want to have you on one time. Stevie, I'd love to have you on it one time.
I'd love to. I have a notebook. So
we're gonna have people on. It's just gonna be fun doing it. And the good thing is, it's
Stevie,
really just us taking notes because at the end you can just go back to the video and watch it instead of having to write shit down and go, "Oh, that's what we fucking talked about."
No,
Stevie, you're not just
writing a joke.
Go ahead,
writing a joke is where you have a funny idea and then you take it and expand it out.
I've seen Stevie perform and he's quite funny, Bobby. How dare
Thank you. But Pat, let me say that's because that's great because that provides an entertainment value for the folks at home, but also it's a good value for the performers to actually work on shit, man. So I got to give you a lot of props for that idea. I like it. And we kind of tested it out a little bit tonight. You know what I mean? So
that's what I naturally do anyway. I kind of do that with people. I love talking comedy, but most importantly, what I wanted to do with it was for people that are fans of comedy but not comics. I want them to kind of, I'm not going to say respect because that's kind of like a little too bold, but at least to understand and appreciate the process it goes through. How, because some people just literally go, where do you get your material? Or like, or is that from here? Not realizing we literally get some dumb idea and how much we have to work on that idea. When they see it finished, they don't realize how hard you've worked on that product. And for them to kind of watch it grow, what would be kind of cool is if we were talking, you and I, and then someone saw you 4 months from now and go, holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Fucking talked about it on that podcast.
Yep. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, I hate to give a random guy a shout out, but Paul Verzi is a really good, strong comedian who's from Westchester.
Not a random guy. He's fucking a beast.
Right, yeah, but like he's from Westchester originally, where I'm from, you know, and I caught him at a small show in Pelham, New York. Shout out to Pelham Rockwell's in Pelham, New York that used to do shows. And I saw him do a joke that I heard him say on his podcast.
I saw him thanks to my LASIK surgery. Shout out Orthopedic LASIK on 21st.
Yeah, Jerry Shepherdini, whatever, Amy, and Rockwell's are all paying me for this spot. So thank you, Bobby. But yeah, but literally, he said a joke on his podcast about cats. Then he did the joke very raw at this set in Pelham that I caught him at with my father. Shout out to my dad, that violent fuck. But then I saw him then turn that into an actual joke on his recent special. So I got to actually see the process from X to Y to Z. And like, as a appreciative fan and student of comedy, it was really eye-opening. So I hope that you can provide this service so that like some of the trolls out there that just want to be punk bitches can see that, you know what, we are actually creative people who work really hard at this, and you can go fuck your mother.
They were about to be won over until the ending part.
They can go fuck their
It's
mother.
okay, Pat. We can just cut that out.
But if the trolls want to come on and talk about how
Sure.
to fuck your mom to make it fun, we can discuss. I can tell you a better way to talk about fucking your mother to make it universal and resonate with audiences.
I love it.
There you go. Because you don't want them to think you're just fucking your mother. You want them to think you're fucking everybody's mother. That's the key.
I want to fuck that big titty girl's mother behind you, Pat. Let me tell
I'm
you
sure
something.
she's dead.
I just want to kiss
No,
her.
She's
so-
in the article. Yeah,
It
she was in the article.
makes me want her more.
No, that mom was mean. She's like, put your boobs up. I don't like that mom. I like this lady. I'm gonna read some more Becky Pemberton stuff. I'm gonna go find her on YouTube and see what else she talks about.
Yeah, I hope
I'm a
lots of it
you know what?
vlogging.
One of my plugs is gonna be go subscribe to Becky Pemberton on YouTube. Actually, no, she's the writer. She wasn't the tit lady, is she? Am I confusing who it is? No, yeah, I'm wrong. Becky wrote this, but the titty lady's Hannah Whitton. It's another ton.
Oh,
Wait,
it's tons
she
of fun.
didn't even write her own article about her big titties?
No, Hannah did it on YouTube, and Becky wrote about Hannah doing this experiment on YouTube. I was confused.
Oh my god, is there a more like fat-titted white girl thing than having somebody else write the article for you?
Well, we don't know about Becky's tits. Becky might not have big tits.
Guys, I gotta piss so bad.
You go
Like,
pee. Thank
all
you.
right.
Finish our plugs. You're the best, Stevie. Yeah, I'm looking. Hannah's got. Oh, for the video on YouTube, this came out. By the way, oh wait a minute, this video's been out for 2 years, and she just wrote the article now. But she's on there, and she's cute. But she's got 40,000 likes on that video. She's got 716,000 subscribers. Well, now she's got 716 and one.
Yeah.
I just
3.
subscribed. Yeah, I just subscribed for it. But whatever. She's got some other stuff. My guide to bras for big boobs. Oh, she said she gets into it. But then she has Anthony Jeselnik roasting Roseanne. So she's fun. Listen, this lady's fun on her YouTube. So and then oh no, that's just other shit coming up. But anyway. Whatever.
Yes, sorry guys. I've been hanging out with a certain Italian comedian from Compound Media since 4 p.m. today. So I've been drinking
Anthony
all-
Cumia?
No, the other guy. I won't say his name though.
Pat Dixonini?
Oh, by the way, when you said the New York Post before about the tit girl article, I was gonna start my thing like, "Hey, I'm Pat Dixon. I got the New York Post here. Crime report. New York Post. I piss into jars.
Yeah, and that lumpy pillow next to me is Anthony Zenhauser. It's like,
Oh, yes, Pat. Yo, let's start more wars.
No
Start
wars.
more wars. Start more wars. Start more wars.
he'll appreciate that joke if he ever hears about it. It'll be told to him out of context, of course. But anyway,
Yo,
Bobby,
Pat
anything
called
else to
you
plug?
a fat fuck. We have a show coming up in July. I'll be at Mohegan Sun Pico, Poconos, June 24th and 25th. I'd hold off buying tickets till you watch next week's episode, though, because, again, I'm going to shoot for the moon.
Yeah. And if Bobby, by the way, Stevie, not only do you get Bobby's spot if he kills himself on weed, I'm going to work it out so you get those gigs he just promoted.
Wow, this is a win-win, Pat. Thank you.
The issue
So-
is I chose comedian as my career. Like, enough people have made it late in life that, like, you could always make it in comedy. Killing yourself might be too... Like, if I was a gymnast...
Bobby,
it'd be
enough
over
with
now.
the killing yourself shit. I swear to God, I'm going to come over there and smack you in the
Yeah,
face.
enough talk. Just
You
do.
know? Oh, no. Bobby, you're a beautiful man, and everyone loves you. And I swear to God, if I ever hear that you killed yourself, I'm gonna.
I will bring you back to life and kill
I'm
you.
gonna rape your dead butt body.
Oh, Bobby, don't do it.
But, like,
Because what if there's part of you that stays alive? What if there is a subconscious where you know Steve?
then I'll know I've made it to heaven.
I just forgot that POV is my favorite porn.
But, like...
We can put that out there. Just Stevie Lew fucking you. It's
Yeah.
the Stevie Lew peg porn that we all want.
Yeah, we get a bob shot. Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't weigh a ton.
Okay.
But like if I had chosen like running back in the NFL, I just turned 30. It's like, all right, your window's closed. Comedy,
you
it's
chose-
like,
Yeah, but dude, you'd be a
you
force.
Could, you
Instead-
could
5
at any
foot 4,
point,
250,
at any
whatever
point.
coming through. It's
Instead, you chose bareback, dead, with Stevie Lew behind you.
yeah.
God.
Bareback Mountain 2. Now look who's dead. Yeah, you could be the dead one.
Okay.
Remember him?
Do I get to
He
be
was
the Joker then?
People thought he was good. Then he died.
What Batman character do I get to be?
Penguin. Unfortunately, you're the Penguin.
It's enough to hold on to, just not to have to go through that.
Yeah. Well, who do you want to be, Bane?
Oh, or Bobby, you could be Two-Faced because I've seen how you've been acting lately.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
That definitely beats what I had, which was Big Dick Man.
He's not a guy.
Yeah, man, it's a villain. He's like a little shorter, but his dick hits his knees, and he's just angry at the world.
You know, be Condiment Man. That's a real guy. Condiment Man. He shoots like condiments at you. Look him
I
up.
that's even a
I
superpower.
just
That's
want to
an
catch.
angry deli worker.
Oh, is he can shoot him real far?
Yeah, I'd be trying to catch the mustard in my face. I wouldn't. I'd be like,
That's not mustard.
Oh.
That's show jizness. That's what that is. Hey. All right. Thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you. Silk City Hot Sauce. Maybe you're getting an ad in the middle. We don't know. But if not, why aren't you buying Silk City Hot Sauce? They're great. They're the #1 sauce of Jerry Shepherdini. He loves it. Use the promo code POS. Save 15%. Hey, right now, go there, buy Bobby some Badass Jew and send it to him. Because if he does kill himself, at least his family will have some cool condiments at the funeral.
Oh,
That is their favorite
what
sauce.
a read, dude! That was a Ron Bennington level read right there, buddy.
You know what? That's the highest honor.
I'm sorry, I got to give it to you on that one. That was
No,
great.
I appreciate it.
You caught me. You caught me good on that one.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, me. Anyway.
Whatever, me and you should go buy Silk City Hot Sauce.
Oh my God! This is a team. We're in, Bobby. It was nice knowing you. Ladies. All right, Bobby.
If you can't beat him, join him. And don't be a piece of shit.